So it's nice to meet you, Bo. I'm Shani Watkins.
Nice to meet you, Shani.
I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then if we have a little bit of time, if there's something else you want to freeform, please share it.
Great. Sounds like a plan.
All right. So tell us a little bit about your background and how you became involved in education, and more specifically in career and technical education.
Great. I'm from Colorado, grew up in Aurora, and got involved in business and marketing in high school. So I went to Eagle Crest High School and went to my first business and marketing class and was exposed to DECA and enjoyed it, and ultimately was part of DECA through probably 2 or 3 years of my high school experience, and then competed, in the district, in the state, and nationally, and just really enjoyed it. I've always been kind of an old soul, interested in entrepreneurship and business and marketing, and just really enjoyed actually learning things that I could directly apply to life, and I expected that I would then utilize in my career. So ultimately, also the school had a 7-Eleven franchise that was operated by DECA, so ran by students, and the profits from the 7-Eleven franchise then supported the DECA chapter. So I ultimately worked at the 7-Eleven and became general manager. So I think all of those things combined, I loved learning things that I could directly apply to life, and I saw the value in my future career. And I think the competition side of things, the ability to learn those skills really got me interested. And honestly, I think my involvement in business and marketing classes and DECA and the 7-Eleven store kind of got me through high school. Not that I wouldn't have graduated, but I think really gave me the horsepower, and was something that I was super interested in. And I have to kind of, reflecting back on that, really think it was many of the skills I learned in DECA that gave me the ability and the experience to do other things, where I just maybe wasn't as nervous as I would have been without those experiences. So whether it was future job interviews and things like that, I think it just really prepared me. And I'm probably still using those same skills today. So.
Great, thank you. So you're very passionate about CTE. Where does that passion come from, and why is CTE so important?
I think part of it is my own experience, that I think CTE is what I was passionate and latched onto in high school. I think for some kids it's sports, it's theater. For me, it was certainly kind of entrepreneurship and business. So I think about my own experience and how I think I'm not alone. I think many other students find a great experience and passion around, whether it's DECA, FBLA, or another CTSO. So I think that involvement in a CTSO was very impactful to me. And I think about, in my role now, I work for a private foundation that provides grants and scholarships in Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, New Mexico. And CTE is certainly part of what we do. So I think about my own experience, and then how, as my role at the Daniels Fund, how we can provide similar experiences to students. And one of my focuses is related to ethics education. And it's kind of interesting, my evolution, because I ultimately, here talking about ethics education for high school students, ended up sitting next to the state advisor for DECA. And we started talking about that experience and opportunities. And we ended up connecting with MBA Research, which writes a lot of the curriculum for business and marketing and other groups. And And they were very interested in integrating ethics into what they're doing. So it's kind of interesting just how life is. Here I had this passion for CTE in my high school years, and I've linked it to my professional years here at the Daniels Fund, particularly in the area of ethics.
Right. So what is one of the most significant, oops, nope, that's the wrong one. You've been a supporter of CTE for many years. Can you tell us about some activities or initiatives that you're particularly proud of or excited about?
Yeah, I think the ethics work is probably top of mind for me. So we partnered with MBA Research to integrate principle-based ethics in a high school program, a middle school program, and a community college program. I think ethics and ethical conduct are more important than ever. And to help students identify ethical dilemmas, have a framework to work through those issues. And if they've slowed down and thought through those things, ultimately, hopefully make good ethical decisions, which I think will help them both in their career and life, is exciting to me because unfortunately, we all hear the stories of folks who make poor decisions. And in my experience, not all those folks are bad people. They just weren't prepared to navigate the issue. Or we live in a world that's moving so fast, they didn't slow down to think of the ramifications. So my hope with the effort of ethics and CTE is we equip students to navigate those things so they don't make mistakes that others have. And I think it's critical, and also help impact culture and be great ethical leaders and ultimately affect our states and our country in a positive way.
Great, thank you. So what is one of the most significant challenges facing CTE, and how can professionals in industry, education, and policy come together to address it?
So I think relevancy. I think the world is moving fast, and the world of CTE, there's all kinds of elements and programs and teachings going on. So how is the education maintain a current status and a relevancy? You think about IT. I mean, things are moving really quick. So I think the key is for education to teach the relevant and practical skills that are going on now, so that then when they're handed off to the next institution, whether it's a community college that they're getting a certificate, whether it's a 4-year, they're just equipped to handle it and know what's going on in a current way.
Okay, great, thank you. Then looking forward towards CTE's future, what changes in education practice or policy do you anticipate or wish to see forthcoming?
So I think what we'll see is many pathways for students. I think there's no one size fits all for students. And I think what I see, and I see a pendulum swinging, I think back towards CTE for sure. Certainly a 4-year education is the right thing for many students, but I think for others, whether it be an associate's degree, a certification, or a couple of classes, I see a great opportunity for CTE to meet the demand and be creative and offer students, many different pathways. I think that will be critical because, as you know, there are a lot of trades and professions out there that many people are retiring, and there isn't the pipeline for young people to fill those jobs. So we need to make sure that students know about them and have those pathways to get into those roles, and some of which are super high skill requirements that they need to be prepared for, and ultimately hopefully can enter the workforce doing those things.
Great. So that was our last question.
Okay.
Is there anything you might like to share in the few minutes that we have remaining?
Yeah, I just think, I was fortunate enough to receive the Champion for CTE award, and it's something pretty special to me because of the difference it's made with me. And I would also say CTE educators are just amazing. And I've had the chance to meet a lot of them, and their focus on students and equipping students for life and career is pretty inspiring. and my own CTE teachers made a big impact on me. So it was just exciting to see all the CTE teachers and administrators at the conference a few weeks ago, because there's just an amazing commitment to students and making sure they have the skills they need to be successful. So just super honored to receive the recognition.
Well, congratulations, Bo, on
Well,
getting the
thank you.
Champions of CTE award this year. And we look forward to seeing you in the future as well.